Everyone knows Dragon Ball, or at least I should hope so, with its over 300 hours worth of anime and 75 games? So it should be common knowledge by now that most Saiyans are not only strong, but they love to fight. For the most part at least. But just how well would a Saiyan do in the world of Terraria? I decided to put it to the test. See, Saiyans get stronger every time they get close to death, and Terraria has a lot of dying, unless you're crazy at it, which I'm not. But surely that means it should work out great, right? I mean, Moonlord should be a breeze for a Saiyan who dies as much as I usually do. So therein lies the question. Just how easily could a Saiyan conquer the world of Terraria? We wake up on this strange new planet, no knowledge of Ki or what awaits us in the future, just fond memories of our home planet and a burning desire to get stronger. There's a strange little house here with a Dragon Ball on it, so basic survival instincts kick in and we immediately set about gathering resources and building some basic homes, trying to keep in line with this civilization's architecture. And we make some armor out of whatever we can find. For the moment, it's cactus. Once our houses have been built, we familiarise ourselves with the crafting stations of this world, namely the new Z table, which we're able to make with some of the key crystals we find from the weaker enemies on the surface. And with the help of said Z table, we learn to control our ki a little better, getting some new attacks and making some more attire, when we're greeted by some slimy dudes raining from the sky. Just one of the strange weather patterns of this world, I suppose. But after killing many of the underlings, their leader has decided to challenge us. King Slime, which appears to be a large amalgamation of slime centered around a single body. However, despite only just learning to control our ki, and by using our freshly built homes to trap him, as charging our ki takes a considerable amount of time and a drop in our movement speed, we deal with him rather quickly. A little bit of light regicide to mark as our introduction. We build up a storage area and learn, through the help of a Bukujutsu ki manipulation technique that we made, how to fly, or rather push ki out beneath us and against the air, but we're flying, let's be real. The upside to being able to do this though, is there's no need for mounts or wings, even if it does drain our ki rather quickly to begin with. Two new challenges are next upon our roster to become the strongest on this planet, the Eye of Cthulhu and the Eater of Worlds. And with our energy wave, two more strong opponents fall, increasing our maximum ki in the process. We gather up some calm ki crystals that now drop in the jungle and use them to learn some more techniques, making some oddly familiar clothing, earning a new status titled simply ? And gaining access to a new power boosting technique known as Kaioken, which largely boosts our ki damage in exchange for slowly draining our health. But no rest for the wicked, as an army of small green creatures has decided to try and lay siege to our home. However, I don't think they were quite as prepared as they'd hoped, as their army falls rather quickly to us. With our Kaioken, an additional ki, we fly over to the jungle, as next on our checklist is our beloved Queen Bee, who simply wants to defend her hive, but I don't think her exoskeleton is ki reflective, as she's promptly chunked and jarred into delicious honey. We must keep training to get stronger, so we head to the dungeon and challenge its guardian. A creature? A man? An undead being by the name of Skeletron, who, despite his size, falls just as easily as the others to our barrage of ki-based attacks. So far, no contest on this planet. The mighty Saiyans have came out on top every time. With every new fight, our ki limit grows, only serving to make us even stronger. We enter the dungeon that Skeletron was protecting and farm its henchmen for a little bit, gathering the essence we need to make our Saiyan battle armor, making our ki recharge quicker and attacks deal more damage. Vegeta would be proud. We learn of a method to summon a creature in the depths of hell by sacrificing our guide who's been with us from the start, but our greed to grow stronger knows no bounds. So we do just that, and finally, the wall of flesh appears, chasing after us quite aggressively. Unfortunately though, this formidable foe is quickly dealt with, as he falls in a matter of seconds to our Destructo Disc onslaught. But, in a not so rare case, it appears I've made a mistake, as killing the wall of flesh seems to have permanently changed the planet. New wars spring forth from stone, the world begins to twist and change, and ancient evils stir from their sleep. But if the very world itself is getting stronger, then maybe we can actually have a challenging fight. The next step in our training, now that there are some more resilient enemies, are creatures known as the mechanical bosses, which appear to be mechanical reconstructions of bosses we've fought previously, kind of like Metal Frieza. We learn how to go Super Saiyan like the legends on planet Vegeta about Yamoshi, and decide to test it. The Destroyer is first up, but with our piercing ki and Super Saiyan in our belt, it's just melted down into scrap. We upgrade some of our ki abilities and our Kaioken and reach a new mastery of our Super Saiyan, reaching Ascended Super Saiyan, which gives us more speed and damage, but also increases the ki cost of our techniques. But just as quickly, we master Ascended Super Saiyan and gain access to Ultra Super Saiyan, which further buffs our attack, but reduces our speed considerably, which is the same form Future Trunks tries using against Cell.
You're just a child playing hero, complete with spandex.
We then maintain our Ascended Super Saiyan form to potentially gain better control over it, whilst building ourselves a rocket ship that could hopefully take us back home, when we're rudely interrupted by Skeletron Prime. However, with a Super Kamehameha, he's quickly chipped away to nothing. We head to the new Hallowed Cavern layer, and use a gelatin crystal we dug out of the wall to fight the Matriarch Sludge, who poses, again, zero threat, especially to our Ascended Super Saiyan form Kamehameha, and deal with the last of the mechanical bosses, the twins, who receive free laser eye surgery courtesy of our new Gallic gun, and give us enough essence to make the demon armor, which seems oddly familiar to a certain aura farmer's clothing. We see the fit. So let's move on and hopefully find an actual challenge. Plantera? Nah, she becomes mulch feed in the jungle she lives in, but because we beat her, we get access to even more ki crystals, and can gather ectoplasm in Skeletron's domain. So we spend some time collecting stuff, and with the help of our new Kai table, we can, again, make ourselves some new armor. So we go out to test it, on Queen Slime, because we had a spare gelatin crystal, but something is different this time. As we're about to die, our body fills with a burning rage, and we transform into the legendary green-haired Super Saiyan. Honestly, while recording this, I thought I was just going to go through all the different forms Goku does in the show, up to Super Saiyan Blue or Rose, because that's what the mod has. But to get Broly's Berserker Super Saiyan is kinda crazy, especially considering the wiki said it was something like a 5% chance when you've made your character, and you don't even get to see it until later on, so crazy. But we spend some time mastering our new legendary Super Saiyan power and head straight for Golem. And boy howdy, we can fly now. Golem almost kills us though, because our transformation drops mid-fight due to the sheer amount of ki required to keep the form up and keep attacking, but we deal with it, unlocking Demon Essence in the Underworld, which evolves our Kamehameha into a Kamehameha times 10. So we have to test it, right? On to the next fight. Duke Fishron. Is he mandatory to the progress? No, but I have a sneaking suspicion that defeating him might help our legendary Super Saiyan transformation reach the next stage. We dodge his airborne whirlpools and beat him fairly easily once again. It's starting to look like nothing in Terraria is going to be a challenge for a Saiyan. We end up AFKing on the beach a little bit, at low health, and boom, our blood boils, our fury rises once more, and explodes us into legendary Super Saiyan 2. Naturally, we aura farm mastery over this new transformation on top of the dungeon, with the lunatic cultists behind us ready for a fight. So we indulge them, and after a couple of ki beams and attacks, they fall, unlocking our final transformation as the legendary Super Saiyan. But now 4 celestial pillars have spawned throughout the world, each themed around the classes and energy types of this world, and each one brings with them their own unique, hopefully strong foes. To prepare for the fight against these massive monoliths, we masterfully maintain our newfound form, whilst tankily taking constant dismal damage from the local slippery slimes, and in no time at all we have faithfully fully complete control over the ascended alteration, so it's time to clean up these plightful pillars. We use the essence that the pillars drop when defeated to create a new attack, homing ki javelins, that gives a huge boost in our attack damage, and should help us turn the tide of any battle now, until the ground, sky, and oceans begin to quake. Something of this planet is stirring. It might finally be a challenge for us, and thus the Moon Lord spawns. Every fight that we've had on this planet has led us up to this exact point, but alas, with our new mastered form, speed, and attacks, it's yet another quick fight as we destroy his core and the last third of his health with our Kamehameha times 10. But I feel like we're forgetting one more thing before we're done with the challenge of this planet. Oh! The Dragon Balls. We may as well get our wish before we leave. So with a little crafting from our machinist, we were able to build a Dragon Ball radar and start hunting every corner of this planet for them. As we're only missing 6 of the 7, and at the end, we ask for a simple wish. A wish very fitting of a Saiyan. More strength. Now, I wonder if there are any similar worlds that might hold a challenge for future Saiyans. I read somewhere about a nearby planet called Calamity?